mute myself until you've finished.
Perfect. Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Global Education's virtual expo. This evening we have Brunel University London, and we will be commencing with Martin Clark. He is from the University, Brunel University of London, and we are Global Education. So we are the education agency that represents Brunel University. We assist with the whole application to the university, as well as your student visa, accommodation, pick up from the airport, your personal statement assistance, and everything. We are basically your middleman between yourselves and the university. So without any further waiting, I'm going to introduce you to Martin Clark.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Martin Clark. I'm the Regional Manager for Brunel University London. And thank you very much for checking in this evening. I know people are very busy. I'd just like to give you an overview of the university, how things are currently, and what we can offer you. And I hope at the end of it, you'll consider Brunel as one of your study options. So, first of all, we are Brunel University London, and I'll show you the next slide here. So you can see the location. This outer ring is the M25 motorway, which rings London, often called the world's biggest car park. And we are not in the centre of London, we're over on the west edge of London in a town called Aacsb. And from Aacsb, there are 2 tube lines and a nearby overground line that within 25 minutes you can be in the centre of London. But being where we are gives us some huge advantages. The first is the cost of living. If you were to rent a room in the centre of London, you could be paying £1,500 to £2,000 a month and sharing bathrooms and toilets, etc. But we have all our accommodation on our own campus, which I'll show you in a moment, and it's ranked number 2 in the UK. They're beautiful rooms, ensuite rooms, and they're a fraction of the price. They're only around £550 per month, and that includes all utility bills for a single ensuite room. And another big advantage is we're only 15 minutes from Heathrow Airport as well. But the biggest advantage we have is this. This is our beautiful campus here, and it's very unique. It's the only one in London that's like this. Every other London university and many universities countrywide have accommodation in one area, and then every day you'd have to get buses and trains across to your class and back again, which given these times is not the ideal thing. So if you follow my mouse, you can see around here, this is the entire campus here. There's a concourse that runs from the roundabout at the bottom here right the way through to the other end, and you can walk that within 10 minutes from one end to the other. And it's like a little city on there. We've got supermarkets, banks, pharmacy, medical centre. Then we've got our own nightclubs, sports bars. We've got brand names like Starbucks, Costa Coffee, Subway, Fried Chicken, you name it. But to give you an idea of the current COVID situation, having a campus like this has proved to be a huge advantage because we have a great security system. We have our own police force that patrols 24 hours a day. We currently have around 14 to 1500 international students on campus, self-isolating for those that are new arrivals, and those are studying, the returning students are studying from their rooms at the moment because the UK is in a further lockdown. But to give you an idea how effective our processes have been, to give you two examples, Northumbria and Newcastle University, when I saw the figures 3 months ago, they both had in excess of 1,000 COVID cases on campus. But since March 2019, Brunel has only, March 2020, sorry, we have only had 54 recorded cases, and 28 of those were staff who caught it off campus. Because we are self-contained, it's easy to contain the virus. But as a precaution, we also have set up an asymptomatic testing centre where students can go at any time. They can book an appointment, go in twice a week and be tested for COVID. The whole campus has one-way systems, social distancing screens, sanitisation stations, antibacterial wipe stations, all over. We are totally geared up to protect the students, protect the staff and everything else. We're told that from March the 8th, the schools and universities will open fully again for study on campus, but some of those in some regions may not be, but we're ready for it because of the precautions we've taken to protect you when you come. So we'll start at the top of the campus. Over here, this L-shaped building is our law school. Our law school has really come on. We're into the world's top 100 now for our law school. We have a variety of programs from undergraduate to postgraduate, and we're one of the few that with the LLB program, it actually offers you exemptions from your bar exams. So if you do the LLB, you get 7 out of 10 of the bar exams exempted. One thing I should tell you, we are very much a career-focused university. We were the first university in the UK to include 1 year paid internships within your programs. So at undergraduate level, you will do year 1 and year 2, and then we find you a year's paid internship within industry. And it's shown that students that take that option have got a 40% better chance of getting first class honours than if they've just done a straight 3-year program. And when you come back from that, you sit with your personal tutor that you have from day one. And what we do at Brunel, we do not have many compulsory modules in your final year, because if you've been working in industry for a year, you'll pretty much know what you want to do. So we don't want you sitting in lectures that are of no interest to your career prospects. So you'll sit with your personal tutor, look at all the options, and you shape your final year how you want it to be. So every lesson is chosen by you, you enjoy it more, you achieve better grades. We also give you across every course professional training, how to write professional CVs, cover letters, how to search effectively for jobs. And it really works because our starting salaries for our graduates are on average £5,000 a year more than any other university in the UK. We will also bring in HR professionals from your area of study to put you through mock interviews, because one of the scariest things you'll ever do is your first job interview, and this is where it often lets people down through nerves. So we put you through it, we give you professional feedback of what you did right as well as what you did wrong, so that when you do go for that interview, you know what's on the other side of the door, you'll be more relaxed, and you get the job. And you'll deal, when you first join, you'll meet our professional development centre, which is ranked in the top 5 in the UK, where they will teach you how to search effectively for jobs. You can work from the time you arrive, 20 hours a week during term time, 40 hours a week during holidays. You'll sit with them, tell them what your interests are, and if you want a job either on campus in a department or off campus in your chosen field, And it all builds up your employability, because we want to make sure that you leave with a CV that will get you a job. And it really works. 98.5% of our students are currently either in work before they leave or within 6 months of graduating. So what we offer is a pathway to a job. And some of the companies we work with are excellent. I mean, with the law school, for example, if you're interested in international law, you can go to the European Court of Human Rights. Most of our students go and study in the High Courts of London, most prestigious courts in the world. So it's very, very prestigious, and it's all adds to your CV, all adds to your employability by going with a high-class company. The two buildings just in front of the law school, we're very lucky to have a pathway college with us, which is run by a company called Navitas, who are our partners. It's now called Brunel Pathway College. And if you don't quite meet the grades, we across business, law and computer science, you can say the entry requirements are 3 Bs, but you get 3 Cs. You can still do year 1, but you will do it with our pathway college for the first year, then join the second year at the university. And the great thing about Navitas is that all of their schools are on the campus of a university. There are many, many pathway providers, but that you might go there for a year, make friends, get used to the area, and then at the end of that, you have to up sticks, pack your bags, and then move to a totally different part of the country. But with Navitas, from the time you arrive, you're a Brunel student living in Brunel accommodation, and so all you do is move classrooms. And they do foundation programs. If you wish to join after you've done O levels, for example, you can do a wide variety of foundation courses for an academic year, then move on to the first year at the university. Moving across, the half circle building is our Life Sciences and Health Sciences school that was built 3 years ago at a cost of £22 million. And we do superb biomedical science programs, sports science, occupational therapy, physiotherapy, psychology, all based in there. And the biomedical science programs are excellent. We partner with 3 of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the world, GlaxoSmithKline, Pfizer and Bayer in Germany. And Pfizer, if you know, have just come up with the vaccine. So you get to do work placements there, which is very exciting. The sports science programs are world class because we are one of the leading sports universities in Europe, if not the world. We were a hosting venue for the London Olympics, Rugby World Cup, World Athletics Championships. And this long silver tube that you can see in front is a complete athletics arena under one roof. It's got the longest straight indoor running track in Britain. Athletes are trained by Linford Christie, who is a triple 100-meter gold medalist, world and Olympic champion. And the little silver tube opposite is for basketball, volleyball, netball, etc. And the Brunel basketball team are currently top of the UK Premier League. Next to that, because of the world-class athletes that base themselves at Brunel, the gym is world-class as well. And next to that is a superb indoor arena. Our most famous graduate is Simone Farah, and our most famous guest is one Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt based himself at Brunel for 7 years, from 2010 until he retired. Whenever there was Diamond League meetings in Europe, he based himself there. He could have gone to any university in the world, but he chose Brunel. Opposite the Life Sciences School is our award-winning business school. This was built in 2013 at a cost of 32 million. It is absolutely world-class. And we were UK Business School of the Year in 2014. And since then, we've tried to achieve the highest accreditation in the world, which is the Aacsb. And in 2017, we achieved it. And that has now propelled the business school into the world's top 5%. So it's very, very prestigious. And almost 100% of our students are employed before they graduate. And what makes us unique is that we realize that it's all about career. So we run a program that's totally unique to Brunel called Business Life. So when you go into a business environment, an economics and finance environment, you're going to come across a lot of software you've never seen before, like Sage accounting systems, etc. So we give you full certified training on all the Microsoft Business Suite. So it all adds to your employability and everything. And then we have a business club, which is made up of our local companies we partner with. such as Glaxo, such as Sky TV, Coca-Cola, Bank of England, London Stock Exchange, Chase Manhattan Bank. So you get to go and work in there, go around, see them for 2 or 3 days, see how the world's largest soft drinks company operates, the world's largest bank, and then they give you a certificate. So all adding to your employability, which is fantastic. And like I say, you get to go into work, and when you do your placement, you get maybe around £20,000 for that year. So it's like getting a year free. And from here and from anywhere else, your accommodation is only here. So it's literally 2 minutes away from wherever you are on campus, just a few minutes from there. And there's a beautiful river that runs right the way through the middle of the campus, dividing it. Moving down, we're probably most famous for our engineering. We first started as an engineering college and then an engineering university. And our research papers are the most cited, the most read of any engineering school in the world. And because we're so close to Heathrow Airport, our aerospace programs are absolutely world class. The chairman or the CEO of Airbus is a graduate of Brunel, so he's opened up Heathrow Airport only for our students to do their placements. So you can go and work at Airbus, Boeing, British Aerospace, British Airways, Virgin Atlantic, Rolls-Royce, people like that. So, and our labs are incredible. We've got a British Airways flight simulator, we've got a gravity machine, we've got the only supersonic and subsonic wind tunnels, and you get to design, build and fly your own aircraft. And when you reach postgraduate level, you do a team building to build actually a full-size aircraft and fly that as well. And we have superb courses across mechanical engineering, civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, we do chemical engineering, but we also do a very unique program, which is a motorsport degree. And that motorsport degree was set up by one of our graduates, a gentleman called Ross Brawn, who is the head of Formula One, and also somebody you may know from Top Gear, Jeremy Clarkson, who also graduated in Media and Communications. And the motorsport degree, you get to design, build and race your own racing car, and your placements, work placements will be at McLaren, Red Bull, Honda, Force India, places like that. And last year we had 6 graduates join Formula One teams as engineers and 3 as test drivers. So it's a very unique and very exciting course for anybody who's interested in motorsport. We also have excellent courses in creative writing, English, and particularly film and theatre. Film and theatre is superb. We have a partnership with Andrew Lloyd Webber's theatre company in central London. We also, within 20 minutes, have the 3 largest film studios outside of Hollywood. We have Warner Brothers, where the Harry Potter films. We have Ealing Studios, Pinewood, where James Bond is done as well. So you get to do your placements at these places. And in about 40% of the cases where you actually do your placements, you get offered a job anyway. And our games design, which is a growing popular course, is very unique. We're the only university who give you the full experience of games design. Most universities, you come in, you learn to design a game, and then you go and look for a job. But here we've set up our own company called Octopus 8 as our own games design company. So you get right from the ground how to design it, how to design the app, how to market it, you sell it, and you make money from it. And then you get to do your placements at some of the world's leading games design companies in the UK as well. And we also have excellent courses in media and communication, digital design, things like that. In the media and communications, we partner with BBC, Sky TV, National Geographic, places like that where you can do your placements. So I'll show you our accommodation, which is excellent. As I said, it's ranked number 2 in the UK. They're very large rooms for student accommodation. You have this room to yourself. It's got central heating, double glazing, fibre optic broadband, high-speed Wi-Fi, storage for your books, storage for your clothes. We'll provide the bedding if you wish. But the most important thing, I feel, is that you have your own bathroom. So you have your own privacy as well. So you're not sharing a room, you're not sharing a bathroom, and you'll only share a kitchen with the students on your floor. So that's 6 to a maximum of 8. But there's a minimum of 2 fridge freezers, 2 cookers. You have your own lockable cupboard space. All you do is clean the dishes. The cleaners clean up the rest of the mess every day. If you want to borrow vacuum cleaners, irons, ironing boards, it's all there for you. Every other block has a fully equipped laundry with washers and dryers. If you want to put TVs, microwaves, mini fridges, something on the wall, you can do that as well. And what we found a few years ago, that some international students were coming and getting a bit homesick, which is understandable because they've never traveled abroad before and it's all alien to them. So what we introduced was a Brunel buddy scheme. So we would find you a male or female student from your country that's studying with us, and that you can communicate with them before you come. And you can ask them what it's like inside the campus, outside the campus, what is there to do and everything. And when you arrive at Heathrow Airport, they'll actually come to meet you. So they'll pick you up, you'll see a familiar face straight away. They'll bring you in a taxi, show you the accommodation, where to register. The first night, the international students will cook you dinner. There'll be a party in the nightclub. And then the next day, our sports centre turns into a huge event because we have nearly 200 clubs, sports clubs, societies, interest groups, all these things for you to do. Then you'll get a tour of London, tour of the south coast of England, and then every other month, the students usually organise a trip themselves. So you get a real international experience. And we're actually currently ranked number 28 in the world for being the most internationally focused university. And one thing on the rooms, security is paramount for us. So to get into your room is with your ID card. You will scan at the front door, it lets you in. You scan at the elevator, it takes you to your floor. There's a double lock on the door and a panic button on every floor. So it's very, very safe and very secure. So I'll show you a list of our programs that we have on offer, a really, really wide range, and off of each of these subjects are sub areas as well. There are many, many business programs and everything, and I'll talk to you about our medical school in just a moment. You can see our subject areas are very wide. And as I mentioned, we have our pathway programs. And so we do undergraduate pathways in all of these subjects, and the postgraduate as well. If you've got a third class pass undergraduate, you can come and do a pre-masters for 3 months, then move on to the programs as well. Okay, so I'll stop sharing that and share with you our other PowerPoint, this one. So we have just recently introduced our own medical school, and it's very exciting because it's only for international students. Most medical schools just offer a few places, but ours is purely for international students. And we have over 60 places available for international students, and that will be starting this year. It's a 5-year MBBS program. Say it's a 2021 entry, and there are scholarships. I'll talk to you about scholarships in a while because we have the best scholarships in Britain. But another big thing, there are no medical exams needed. There's no UCAT required, no BMAT required. It's purely based on your academic qualifications. And our Pathway College will also be offering a foundation program, and the price of that is very cheap. It's estimated to be around 16 to 18,000, which is half of what most universities are offering. And there's placements right from year 1, and some of the placements are outstanding. For example, the Royal Brompton and Harefield is where the royal family have their babies as well, and there's some really top hospital. And we actually partner with Hillingdon Hospital, which is literally at the end of the road. And they have a fantastic practice suite, like simulation suite, where they have these models and bodies that vomit, bleed, have heart attacks and everything. And you'll get to work on real patients right from year one. And another unique thing is that you won't be taught in groups of 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever. We break it down. It's group learning, and those groups will be in groups of 5 per lecture. So you're getting really one-to-one virtually lecturing there. And the qualifications, the entry criteria. So if you've got 2 A's and a B, including chemistry, biology, or a second science as well, or an IB score of 33, or any equivalent to these with any other qualification, that's all that's required to gain entry. There will be some interviews that will be taken into account, but there's also a graduate entry as well. So if you have a 2-1 in an area relevant to medicine, you can also join the program, and degrees from around the world are accepted. And English language, the equivalent to IELTS 7, but we also have our own language school as well, and you can take the language tests if you need them, and they're free of charge currently. So the course is being assessed and accredited by the General Medical Council, which is the world's leading accreditation body. It's a primary medical qualification, which means recognized around the world. Many Americans actually come to the UK for medical programs, because what I didn't realize until recently is that, like Chicago Medical School and all these top medical schools, the qualification only gives you the right to work in a limited number of states in America, whereas the UK General Medical Council qualification allows you to work in all the states of America. So it's excellent. And so what I'll do, I'll move on to our scholarship information. For the medical school, the fees are £40,000 per year, but we have, even though we're only taking 60 students, we have 10 scholarships worth £30,000. So it's £6,000 a year scholarships, and they will be held based on your academic scores, and also a small interview as well. And the other scholarships we have are, like I say, they're the largest in Britain. For the regular programs, we have academic excellence ones. We have many of those, I think 130, and those are worth £6,000 a year. So it brings your fees down to virtually the UK fees. So if you've got an A and 2 Bs or better, you can apply for one of those, and you could get that £6,000 a year. But this year we've introduced even more, because when I tell my colleagues from other universities, they're almost crying, because most of them offer 1,000, 1,500, maximum of 3,000 off of the first year. But we've now introduced 400 awards of £3,000 per year, and also others of £1,500 per year. And they are given at the regional manager's discretion. So I'm given a number of those, and it's up to me to allocate those. So the scholarships are huge and widespread. So there's every chance. And if you go onto our website and look under study, and then it's scholarships and international scholarships, a lot of the subject areas also offer their own scholarships. Engineering are offering £2,000 a year automatically. Physiotherapy, occupational therapy are also offering their own scholarships as well. And if you're interested in postgraduate oil and gas as well, structural integrity, which is also related to that, those courses are fantastic, because they're held at the British Oil and Gas Centre in Cambridge, and the scholarships there are worth £12,500, which is you only pay about £5,500 for a fantastic qualification, and you get to do placements at the oil fields off of Scotland as well. So I'll stop sharing, and I'll just play you a video that will show you the. There we go. Hope you can see this and hear this.
What I teach here is performance poetry, and I have a lot of students who come along. I want them to apply their mind, to bring their emotional intelligence to the subject, to have confidence in their own experience and their own ideas, and that what they think and what they say matters. It's not just an academic exercise, but it has real practical application. One can do well academically, and you can do well on paper, but in the real world out there, they want experience, and they want people that understand what certain jobs take.
During my mechanical engineering degree, I did a assignment year, and I actually worked for an automotive company. Not only was that fun, it also helped me to get a job when I graduated.
All of our departments had advisory boards which enable us to make sure that the programs that we offer are informed by the latest needs of industry and the latest findings.
I love it here at Brunel. It's a village where the whole world is. I just feel like part of a family. University life is life on your terms, but you won't be on your own.
One of the really special things is that we are a single campus. You can walk anywhere within the campus, and within a few minutes you will find yourself either at your lecture theatre, in your laboratory, or in the refectory.
We make sure here at Brunel that we have some of the best equipment money can buy. It's so good that my friend Usain Bolt hangs out here because he knows it's the best.
What makes me really proud about Brunel are our students. They are the best thing about Brunel. People are going to go on to make a real difference in our society.
I've been walking through London and I've seen a poster with one of my ex-students and I've stood next to it to do a selfie. And I'm so proud.
Okay, so I hope that the video was enlightening. The gentleman who introduced that, Benjamin Zephaniah, I don't know if any of you watch a program called Peaky Blinders, which is very popular in the UK and across Africa, I believe. He actually stars in it, writes it and produces it, and very talented man, as well as being one of the world's leading poets as well. So I think that's just about it from me. I'm happy to take any questions that you have. I work very closely with Global. If you have any questions, I'm sure they can answer them for you. And feel free to contact me through them. And please have a look at the website. It's very informative as well. Thank you very much for your time. You're on mute.
Oh, sorry about that. I just said thank you so much for the presentation. It was very informative and interesting what you shared with us, especially what caught my eye with your sports faculties that Brunel offers and all the amazing facilities you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually had two students that I met in South Africa, one who was captain of the under-19 rugby team and one who was captain of the under-19 cricket team that went to the World Cup. And they're now both here. One is has gone on to play for Middlesex Cricket Club, and the other one, we have a rugby partnership with a Premier League rugby team called Ealing Trailfinders, and they offer rugby scholarships. And this South African student has just been the first one to develop from that partnership to be offered a professional contract. So I know rugby is very popular, and we also have a partnership with Middlesex Cricket Club as well, which Aacsb Cricket Club are their nursery team where we're based. So that's very good. And watching sport as well, from within 45 minutes, you can get to virtually all the Premier League clubs, Championship clubs. Twickenham is 15 minutes away. Lords is half an hour away for cricket. So for watching sport, you can't beat it. It's excellent as well.
Yes, awesome. So we've got quite a few questions to get through. We'll start off with the sports questions. So just one moment, let me just pull it up. So Sanil is asking, is there any soccer facilities on campus? And if there are any sports scholarships available to students?
Yeah, we do have a number of sports scholarship. If you go onto the website, you can find that under study, you'll see sports there, and it will give the full details. And the sports scholarship doesn't cover your academic fees, but it will cover everything to do with your sport. So if you're an elite athlete in anything, if you've represented your country at any level from youth level to senior level, you'll get a scholarship which will cover everything to do from the sports science, the traveling, the kit, the coaching, everything. And it will cover that. And those scholarships have kindly been donated by Sir Mo Farah. So he awards those as well. And as for football, we have approximately 28 different teams, ranging from people who just want to kick about with their friends right up to semi-professional level. And there's often scouts at those top 3 level games as well. And I know that because I'm actually a scout for Crystal Palace in the Premier League. So I'm often in the lookout for talent myself. So yeah, football is very, very popular. And every group, whether it's the 28th team or the first team, gets coached by UEFA qualified coaches.
Okay, that's very interesting. Thank you, Martin. And then we've just got another sports question asking if there are any tennis facilities on campus.
Yes, there are tennis facilities. We've got a number of really high quality grass courts. We also have a number of really high quality AstroTurf courts as well, grass courts. And we've just recruited actually the Namibian Davis Cup captain has come to join us and has got a sports scholarship. And we also have tournaments that are held at Queen's Club, which is the next tournament down from Wimbledon. And to get elite coaching, again, every sport we do, I think we do 147 different sports, and they're all coached by qualified coaches. So you're getting, and then you're evaluated and placed in a team at the level. So you will be given every chance to develop your talent.
Awesome, thank you. And then we've got, moving away from the sports questions, we've got quite a few questions regarding the medical campus. So one question that keeps popping up quite frequently is if you could give us the South African matric conversion entry requirements for medicine.
Well, okay. You'll have to give me a second to look that up. Let me find that. I've got an entry requirement sheet. Just bear with me. If there are any other questions, you can throw at me while I'm looking.
Okay, no problem. So while you're looking, what is is there a difference between the international medical program and the normal one?
No, none at all. It's all General Medical Council accredited, and it's exactly the same as if it was held at any other university, and the qualification is recognised worldwide. So there's absolutely no difference whatsoever. It's just that we, instead of taking UK and EU students, we're offering it to international students.
Perfect, thank you. Then another regarding the medical program, a student is asking, when applying for the MBBS and not having A-levels science or biologies, but A-levels in mathematics, will that be enough for them to get in?
For which program, sorry?
For the MBBS.
MBBS, they wouldn't need the science included.
A-level science.
Yes, they need A-level science, yes. But they could do the foundation program. We'll have a medical foundation program running as well.
Okay.
So let me share the screen with you, and then you may understand this clearer. I'll show you the qualification, if I may. Sorry to stop you sharing for a moment.
No problem.
Okay, so you can see here, this is South Africa. So it's the AAB column. So you would probably understand that, the staple qualification and the IEB here. So that's the equivalent of the AAB entry criteria at A-level. Does that make sense to you?
Is there no breakdown, like nothing less than a 3, it says there? Okay. And then just one more question, is the IB matric in South Africa accepted straight into UK, into Brunel University?
Yes, it's accepted onto our other program, so there's no reason why it shouldn't be accepted onto that program as well. So, sorry to take away your screen share there.
No problem, I'll put it back up. There we go, that should be there. Then, okay, let's get back to the questions. So they ask, another Marga is asking to where she can find the admission requirements related to SA matric results. Is that all on your website?
Yes, if you go to any of the course pages, you go onto the main website, www.brunel.ac.uk, and at the top there's a toolbar across every page. If you go under subject, drop down, business, medical, whatever, and then along the top there'll be another toolbar, and it says entry requirements, and it will drop down. You then select the country and it brings up what the requirement is.
Okay, perfect. And Margaret, Global Education can also assist you with that. So you can, the contact details are on the screen now. You can pop us an email and we can set up a virtual consultation where we can see what you want to study, and we can give you all the requirements and information relating to that degree. Okay, then Nicholas is asking, what kind of budget for the tuition fees are expected for the medical school and for living expenses?
Okay, the tuition fees are £40,000 per year. The living expenses, the UKVI class us as a London university, even though we're right on the edge and the living expenses are much less, and that is around 11,700, which is what you have to show in your bank statement. But when we speak to these students, they say that the general living costs are around 5,500 to 6,000, and then you'd need another 5,000 for your accommodation. And on the accommodation, we have over 4,500 rooms on campus, and we are one of only 2 universities in the UK that will actually offer you a room for the full duration of your program. Most universities will offer you only for the first year only, but we can offer it for the entire duration of your course. If you want to live off campus, we also are unique in as much that most universities will give you a sheet of approved estate agents and leave you to it. We don't. Every landlord that wants to rent to our students has to come through us. We will then take over as your landlord. So instead of chasing a landlord to fix a tap, to change something, you come to us. We will arrange to have it fixed and bill the thing. One thing universities don't tell you is that because you're coming into the UK, you're classed as a foreigner. And so you don't have this crazy thing in the UK called credit rating. I mean, I had this, I lived 20 years in Cyprus, and even though I was a British passport holder, I couldn't get anything. I couldn't have medical for 6 months. I couldn't buy anything on credit because you needed this credit rating. And then landlords will often say to you, oh, you don't have credit rating, you have to pay me a whole year's rent in one go, or 6 months, which can be a huge hit on your parents. So what we do, we stand as your guarantor. So when you move in, we will stand as your guarantor. So all you have to do is pay 1 month's rent and then 1 month's deposit, and then pay monthly as you go. So it's a very unique thing and very helpful for the students.
Perfect. Thank you, Martin. Then we have another business question. The student is asking, what business undergraduate programs does Brunel offer, and what's the highest ranking that they are able to obtain?
Right, like I say, because we've got this Aacsb accreditation, we're now in the world's top 5%, and it doesn't matter whether you're Imperial, Queen Mary's, Yale, Harvard, everybody wants this accreditation, and we're lucky enough to have that accreditation. And we do multiple courses, from standard business management to entrepreneurship. We link it with finance, marketing, you name it. We have any number of programs in business. If you go onto our website, select the business school, click Undergraduates, and you'll see a whole long list of programs there.
Perfect, thank you. So we are getting a lot of questions referring to the entry requirements for the medical program. So if you can all just please pop us an email at info@global, and we will send you the converted entry requirements with your South African matric. Then we have another question. Is maths literacy considered normal maths? Can I get accepted with maths literacy in any degrees at Brunel?
No, you can't. No.
They would they have to do a foundation course?
Yeah, they would have to do a foundation for that program. But you don't need maths. You'd only need maths for engineering programs, and only, I think, one of the finance programs. So maths isn't an essential for business programs at all. Entry for all the business programs, plus most of the computer science programs, the law programs, it's any 3 subjects. It's only when you move into the field of engineering and speciality areas like the sciences, health sciences, the medical programs, where you need specific science-related programs.
Okay, perfect. Then another student is asking, if I am a British citizen living in South Africa, am I considered a British citizen after 3 years of living there, and therefore would only pay British fees, no longer international fees?
Once you've been away from the UK for longer than 3 years, you're considered an international student. It's across everybody. I experienced this myself when I moved to Cyprus. I lived there for 20 years. And when I came back, I was entitled for nothing. And when I questioned it, they said, once you're away from the UK longer than 3 years, you then become like an alien, like a foreigner. So and for you to be able to get British fees, your parents would have to own property in the UK and be currently paying income tax and council tax and all of this type of things to qualify.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Martin. We have another question from Tom. Will we have to give any type of entrance exam, for example, an MCAT exam?
No, it's purely based on academic. You don't need the BMAT or the UCAT exam. It's just based on academic qualifications.
Perfect. So there's schooling reports. Perfect. Then another person is asking, how long are the foundation courses usually, more particularly for the science degrees?
2 semesters, and they have 3 intakes, September, January and May.
Okay, and a semester, is that, how many months is a semester?
They're September to December, and then January to May. The exams are usually in end of April, May time.
Perfect, thank you. Then we're getting another question from Luke. He's asking, what are the qualifications needed if I were thinking of doing a postgraduate study in health or medical science?
Okay, then most of the postgraduate programs only require a 2nd class lower for entry onto them. That's all.
Okay. Then someone's asking, does Brunel offer dentistry?
No, we don't offer dentistry.
Okay, thank you.
Can't do everything, unfortunately.
Okay, good to know. Then there's another question. Seems like there's quite a few questions still coming through. Someone's asking, is maths needed for sociology and psychology?
No, not at all.
No, okay. So maths literacy would be accepted, yeah.
Yes, yeah, it's any three subjects.
Perfect. And then another question is that £40,000 for 1 year of medical school?
Yes, it's the standard. We've looked and obviously done our research of all the other medical schools, and it's comparable with them. But we feel that our medical program, given the small sizes of the groups that you're learning and the fact that you'll be doing face-to-face with patients from the first year, is quite unique and worth every penny.
Okay, and roughly how long is the course?
5 years.
5 years, so that would be £40,000 per year. Perfect, thank you. And then what another student is asking, when are your intakes? So when would applications?
For undergraduates, it's September, but given these sort of COVID times, we've also had intakes for certain courses, business law, computer science and things in January as well. It's just passed. Hopefully we'll be out of this by the end of the year and we'll actually go back to normality. As I was mentioning before, we're in the middle of vaccination. Over 11 million people today have been vaccinated, and it's anticipated that everybody in the UK will be vaccinated by September. So then we should be able to return to normality and we'll be virtually COVID-free in the UK.
Yeah, okay, we're hoping, crossing our fingers for that. So regarding the applications, applications are open now for the September intake, and you can contact Global Education and you can put in, we can start with your whole application to Brunel University. Okay. Another question, as the program starts in September, is it possible to complete the foundation course earlier in the year before the course starts in September?
Yeah, it would be, if you started the foundation program in the January, then it would lead straight on to the start in September.
Okay, so they could start with the foundation like essentially in February.
Yeah, if they start and say do January to May and then May to August, then they would just go straight on to the start of the main program in September. But some people like a break, so a lot of people choose to do the September round to May, 2 semesters, have a summer holiday, then come back to commence. But the once you do the foundation program, the visa will include the main program as well, so you won't have to reapply for that. And one thing I should mention is that everybody that enrolls now is entitled to the 2-year post-study work visa. Once you've finished your program, whether at postgraduate or undergraduate level, you're allowed to remain in the UK for a further 2 years and work in any field. So even if you might do chemical engineering, you can go and work in McDonald's if you want. It's like that. But if you do find a job during your program, so you do a year working for a company and then you can work for them part-time, if you work for them during that 2 years and you've got continuation, then they can apply for you to stay on a tier 2 visa as a specialist and stay on beyond that, and that will count towards if you wanted settlement in the UK and everything. But if you just take up any job, that 2-year period will not count towards any settlement. It'll be just part of your student visa.
Okay, thank you, Martin, for that. Then another student asking, what physics degrees do you offer?
No, we don't do a standalone physics degree. The physics that we do is involved in our engineering programs. Most of our engineering programs requires physics for that, but we don't have a dedicated physics degree, I'm afraid.
Okay, thank you. Then another question is, for the applications, do students apply with their grade 11 marks or the internal assessments that they are doing in matric as well?
Yeah, you'd need the additional ones as well.
Yeah, so you'd apply with your final matric results. Yes. Provisionally they can apply with their term 1 matric results.
Yeah, they can apply with predicted grades. You just get a letter from the school to say that it's predicted that they will achieve this, and you can get entry based on that, and you can get an offer letter based on that until you receive your final results.
Perfect. Thank you, Martin. Then last one for this evening. Do you offer masters in education?
Yes, we do. Yeah, we're very strong in education. And one area that I got an email just the other day is that we are now doing nursing as well. We've introduced, let me see if I can find it. I'll just read them out for you if I can find it. Nursing, that's it. So it's 3 undergraduate courses in nursing, and when it opens, there'll be nursing specializing in mental health, an adult nursing program, and also children's nursing degree as well at undergraduate. And that's just been announced yesterday, so I'm waiting for the entry criteria. Those will come up on the website within the next week or so, I would imagine.
Okay, that's awesome. Sorry, just one more. Does Brunel offer veterinary science?
No, we don't do veterinary science, I'm afraid.
No. Okay, I thought so. And then would a student need to write an English TOEFL exam?
No, it's basically if they've done GCSEs, grade C is enough, or the equivalent of that. If they don't have the required entry level, like I say, we do have our own Brunel language school, and we offer our own program called the Brunels, and that is currently being offered free of charge. So that can be done remotely as well at the moment, and that will qualify you to do that. And it's a bit easier than doing the IELTS exam. Okay,
perfect. Thank you so much, Martin. We're going to end questions there for this evening. Our Global Education's contact details are on the screen. So if you would like any further information regarding Brunel University about entry requirements, tuition fees, any other questions you may have, please feel free to pop us an email or call us on our landline, and we will set up we can set up a consultation, a virtual consultation. So yes, please feel free to contact us. Thank you so much, Martin, for your time this evening. It was very informative and a lovely presentation.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you all turning up. I'm sure you had many things to do, and I hope that it's opened your eyes and given you a Brunel as one of your thoughts now of further education. Thank you very much, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you. Thanks so much,
Bye.
Martin.
Bye.
Bye. Good evening.